Before Premier Designs, being a school teacher and being in corporate America, you work a lot of hours. So with doing Premier full time allows me so much flexibility. I have children that are involved in sports. My daughter plays piano. My son is very active in football and wrestling, and it goes all year round and all the time. So now I plan my schedule around their schedules. So why not continue to do this with the flexibility? And then you can build a team of fabulous people that you can work along with. I love my team. I love being able to communicate with them. And Premier just allows me to make that money and be at home with my children. Being that my husband is in the military, we move quite often. So it also keeps me from having to put in a resume, change my teaching license from state to state. It gives me something that I can take with me everywhere I go, so I can appreciate that about Premier. So Premier has been able to add so much value to my life in so many different ways, allowing me to spend this much needed time with my children, being at home, that is so important to me, and then being able to relate to so many people in Premier on a Christian-based standpoint, being able to share the Premier stories with different people and all that it's done. My faith that I have as well as my business, they go hand in hand, which is great. It makes it easy that Premier is Christian-based. I know I say that a lot, but it does. Knowing that what I believe goes right along with the things that they believe, it makes it so easy to be able to work for the company, because I know that they're not going to do anything to harm us in any way, because they want to make sure that we have everything we need to be successful. They're going to be honest in everything that they do to make sure that we can be successful. So I love that. So I met this lady years ago. So she was a client of mine. She still is a client, and she would order for me. And one day she texted me out of the blue and she said to me, I'd like you to pray for me. And I said, okay. And she said, it's not jewelry related, but I'm having a health issue and I want you to pray for me. And that was so eye-opening to me, because we had never met in person before. And I knew that it was something that she had seen in me through, whether it was on social media, through the conversations that we had, that she knew I believed. She knew I was a part of a Christian-based business, and she knew that I could talk to God about her situation, to pray for her and everything that she was going through. So many times you hear people talk about what they do, but with Premier, we can actually see it. We get to meet all those missions that they give back to, which is something really dear and near to me, and I love it. I always tell, when I first met the missionaries years ago, and we were walking around the tables at Rally, and I said, thank you so much for everything that you do. And one of the ladies said, no, thank you. I said, no, I could never go on a mission trip. She said, I know. She said, but because you sell this jewelry, we're able to do it. That was life-changing for me. And that's when I started saying, we're changing lives one pair of earrings at a time. Being a part of Premier and how what I believe goes hand in hand with Premier believes in has really affected my journey. One, I feel like it's grown me closer with God, like being able, when you work for a company that highly respects God and believes in God, and you know that Premier had a purpose before the product. That was so amazing. Most people go get a product and they try to figure out what their purpose is going to be later, but knowing that Premier already had a purpose in mind before they even came out with the product was amazing. Being able to go out and help single moms and impact them. And I'll tell you a little story, if I can, about a single mom that I have on my team. And she became a part of Premier, and she said, my intentions is to purchase a house for my son and I. She said, I've been making that promise to him for years, and I haven't been able to do it. She had other little part-time jobs that she was doing. She's a social worker, and she had other little part-time jobs that she had been working, but none of those were as fulfilling, and she still wasn't able to make the money that she was able to make through Premier. So needless to say, she's been in for a couple of years now. She hasn't bought her house yet, but I asked her about it here recently, and she told me that she's been able to get her debt paid off with Premier. She currently sold her house that she was living in, and she's preparing to get ready for her new house. And that's going to be truly a celebration for us as a team, because we know that was a goal of hers. And when she reaches it, we're all going to Charleston, South Carolina to celebrate. This is where I find great joy. Being able to go into the houses of ladies and spend that time with them and be able to meet so many different people. You just never know. By putting a necklace on a lady, she may have been going through something that week and she just needed to feel special. And we're able to do that. There are people that have not laughed in a long time, and being able to sit in that environment, I'm pretty fun. So being able to make them laugh and giving them that joy that they may not have had. They're going through situations at home home, and they just need to feel special. And Premier allows me to be able to do that. So I wouldn't want to change what I'm doing for anything in the world.